Okay, so for this build, it should be, at least at a base, pretty simple. I probably make it a lot more complicated than it really needs to be to make it kind of the medieval I want, but honestly, if you just want to keep it like these pieces, just manually open up the valve, it'll work just fine too. So, at a base for my barrel, 2-inch PVC, not any particular length, just kind of a long enough where it's longer than all of this, but you know, short enough to where if it's a real gun, it would be classified as a pistol or you need a tax stamp, at least in the US. Can't speak for other countries. Anyway, I wanted kind of more of like a shorter, like almost like a blunderbuss type, or like a lot of medieval hand cannons that weren't overly long. They weren't like, you know, a modern pistol, but, you know, you weren't going to, well, they were still fairly short, which is kind of what I wanted. And I didn't want like a, you know, a big, long rifle. I want something kind of short, compact. So, go over there, I have that. I have this, I think it's a coupler. Basically, it just, you know, allows me to attach to this, which reduces this from 2-inch to 3/4 inch threaded, which allows me to go here. It's just yeah, 3/4. Everything else is 3/4 inch until you get to like the other end. So got a camera. This is called. It's just again, it's threaded all the way through. Allows you to attach two threaded things together. 90-degree 3/4 inch elbow. Another one of those. Another 90-degree. All 3/4 inch. Then we have a 3/4 inch valve, ball valve. This is for air. This is a shut-off line. I find these work better than like the other ones. I don't know if the other ones will work well with like the regular water ones. A lot of them will hold high PSI, but this has a lot lighter of a, if I can actually move it with one hand here. Again, this is a lot easier to open and close, so that's what I'm going to use. I will probably replace this with my own thing, again, to make it look less, you know, steel pipey, but that's fine. Again, now to my main tank, which is going to be this 12-inch piece of 3/4 pipe, which to the other end, which is where I'm going to fill it, I have a reducer from 3/4 inch to 1/2 inch to, this is another reducer from 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch, I think. This is 1/4 to 1/8, and then 1/8 is this Schrader valve here. Honestly, if you can find a way to make it go more direct, like again from a 3/4 to an 1/8, that'd be easier, or even just a, you know, 1/2 inch to 1/8. I couldn't, so that's what I'm using. But put it all together, you're gonna use some Teflon tape, make sure everything's nice and snug and airtight. Again, everything from here to here has to be, everything from here up, not so much. As long as it's together, the blast should be enough to push it out. Make sure you glue it. Again, all this stuff at PVC cement. I have had some that they weren't necessarily, didn't need to be glued, but they were loose and had a habit of just shooting apart. I don't know if this actually would, but I imagine it probably will if that did. So basically, gonna start at this end, attach everything together. Actually, I'll probably attach those together so I can get them nice and tight as I can. So, you know, I'm just gonna start putting stuff together and shut up. Okay, now that my base cannon all built up, I ended up having to put a little bit of JB Weld there because it was leaking and that was not getting any tighter. So, put a bit of JB Weld that should hold it. It wasn't leaking badly, but just enough. So now I guess I have to build the stock for it, or the making it, medieval and all that for the, hand cannon part instead of just, makeshift airsoft gun. I've seen designs like that since I was in like middle school. I wanted to build one, but I was 13. Anyway, so I have these cut out. This is just some oak. I think this is like a 1x6. I already cut them out because they're a pain in the ass to cut out, and they're even more of a pain in the ass to cut out and film. So I went ahead and just cut them out, 3 pieces. My base one is just kind of cut this. I just kind of traced around there to where everything's gonna be covered. I made a middle one where the spots that these are meant to cover are not there. Nice cutout for it. And then another piece is the same. Now what I'm gonna have to do is basically sandwich them together, clamp them together somehow, and probably take a flap disc for my angle grinder, round out the inside of here. If I had a router, that would be handy, but I don't have one, so I won't use it. So that way my nice 2-inch barrel will fit down. And then I'll have to sand open parts along here to where my air tank will fit in too. I'll probably use just a detail sander for that. Hopefully it won't take much, but I've been wrong before. So I'm gonna go ahead and start sanding. Okay, now that I have everything, well, I already had everything cut out. Now that I have these kind of grooves set in to where my barrel will fit, and now this area here that I'm going to kind of sand down so that way all the plumbing and everything fits in place for when I glue it in. I won't remove as much with this, I hope, because again it's, I think like an inch wide. No, probably 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches wide at the thickest, I think. So I'll have to play around with it a bit, and I'll probably just use my angle grinder or a detail sander, depending on how that goes. So, yeah, gonna be dusty again. So after longer than I wanted to, everything finally fits. This doesn't stick up quite like I want it to, but I will make it work. So basically what I have to do now is glue all these pieces together. I was originally gonna put a piece here to help keep this from moving, but it doesn't move. So gonna do that. Hopefully, I mean that still leaks, so I put more JB Weld on it. Hopefully that stops. But yeah, so gonna put some glue on these, glue them together. Just got some Elmer, or not Elmer, this is Gorilla wood glue. This is a Gorilla, not a Bull. So, gonna put this on. This is like the Ultimate. Damn. I can't seem to read today. This hasn't been a long day. I haven't done shit all day. Anyway, so this is some higher strength stuff. Yeah, basically just strong wood glue. Not necessarily really for this project, but I will need it for other projects. So, it's what I've got, it's what I'm using. I'll get back to you when I'm done. Okay, now that I have everything glued together, I just kind of clamped it on my table here, where I've started going with this rasp. Just trying to, move some material, shape it up a little bit. I'll probably go to my trusty angle grinder, which is kind of buried at the moment. That happens quick. But, I'm gonna do that, and then when I go from there, I can finally build my trigger, which, that'll be interesting. So, gonna, give this stock a bit of shape so it looks, presentable. And go from there. So I am going to apologize now because filming will probably be getting a bit choppy here. See what I mean here in a sec? Probably. Basically, I've actually already made a few pieces off camera. This is kind of my locking mechanism hammer thing. Basically what I did is I made it to where it fits right inside, not inside, right over where the old lever used to be. Basically I just remade that. Takes this brass nut, goes right over it. Yes, looks nice. And basically when it's sitting like this, it's closed off, won't leak air. Once it pulls forward, everything opens up and it fires. I also forged it to where we'll go over the pipe just fine. So my trigger, basically my trigger here, is this bar here. I'm kind of looking at this like some of the very early muskets, like the old matchlock muskets, sort of. I'm playing pretty loose with the rules at the moment. But it'll basically sit here with a 3/8 bar welded in there. And then it'll have another piece welded on here. Then when you pull this lever down, back here, it'll pull this out from this little hook, allowing, there'll be a coil spring on here. That'll allow this to be pulled forward and shoot. I think I just described how that works like 3 or 4 times in that, but Basically this is 1/2 inch. I forged down to make it look like that. Gave it this kind of sort of ish not really shape. Again, I'll sit here and what I'll do is I'm take a drill, open up about a 1/2 inch right along there, chisel it out, file it, whatever, get this to fit, and then I'm just gonna weld it directly in place. It was the easiest way I could think of to make this work. And then, or actually I'll probably have it done beforehand, I'll probably have this piece welded together, which I probably won't film too much other than showing the pieces, so I will show drilling that out to get that to fit in though. Although, one of the things I've noticed is I'm kind of guessing where this sits based around this curve here, which is this line, and where this stuff sits, and where you can kind of see in here, right along here. So I'm guessing that everything sits right about here. Kind of, again, just guessing. So hopefully I won't drill into that too much. And I'm gonna stop talking and start with